the lake once again. As I told you before, I am getting prepared for a tournament that is taking place this weekend on Lake Hartwell. So I will be out here testing some of my equipment, making sure everything it looks good and is set up good. Going to give you a quick rundown of what I'm doing. So I just recently took off my target lock, which would have been mounted right there on the trolling motor. So I took that off, so my live imaging is connected directly to the trolling motor, which just happens to be what one of the rules or regulations that came down through Bassmaster, a change that they recently made. So just happen to be following up and being in compliance without even knowing it. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is just scout around offshore for a quick minute or two. I know you guys are always like, hey man, are you gonna catch a fish or not? So let's look around, see if I can catch something real quick. And then as I was showing you guys yesterday, let me show you again. I pretty much have a bunch of rods on the deck, have some down there in the co-angler spot, have some more over here on this side. Can you see those down there? Let's see, get the angle right. There we go. Have a few rods over on this end. So I'm going to be doing a rundown. Once again, just checking all my equipment, my gear, rods, reels, all that stuff. Just getting ready for a tournament that's going to take place at Lake Hartwell. So I may be live while I'm doing that tournament also, but we'll see. If you want me to be live, just put it in the comments. Leave some comments and things like that and let me know. But that's pretty much it. I am out here. Some of you guys were asking me about the boat that I'm on. I am on a Nitro Z20. See it right there, Nitro Z20. I have a 250 horsepower Mercury on the back. And because I just recently made some changes with the setup on the boat, I just brought some tools. And I kept my tools with me for now, just in case I need those while I'm out here just getting everything aligned and set up properly. But let's go ahead and start taking a look around on the electronics and see if I can locate any schools of fish out here. And if so, hopefully I'll catch one real quick and we can move on to the next step in the process. All right, in the chat, can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just wondering if the audio is working all right. Just drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. What's going on, Rod Wilson? All right, can you hear me okay? Drop a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. Just wondering how the audio is without having these headphones on. All right, so Ronnie Denny. All right, you guys are hitting me with the 1. All right, so now the headset is on. Can you guys hear me with the headset? Drop a 2 in the chat if you can hear me now through the headset. And just let me know which audio sounds better. Was it better with the headset or without it? All right, Ernest Coleman says, get to fishing, my man. Enjoying it with coffee. Remember, 55 inches total. All right, so here we go. So let's take a look. You guys add it up for me. So I have a 12-inch up here on the front. This is what I run my live imaging with. That's the 12. This right here is a 10-inch G3. No, that's a G2N unit. So it's one of the older units, but I run my 360 on that. Back here on the console, let's take a look at the console, guys. I have a 10-inch unit on this side. I use that for my down scan, side scan, and sonar whenever I'm just scanning and trying to find structure and fish and things like that. And over here is my 9-inch. So go ahead and add those up for me real quick. Am I in compliance? Am I in compliance, guys? All right, Ronnie says, you fishing, my man, and 2, but better without. Yeah, so I'm gonna be offshore for just a quick minute, and then, like I was telling you guys before, my plan is to fish shallow on Lake Hartwell. So that's what I have rigged up over here on this side. And yesterday I kind of went through some of the rods, made sure the line and everything was good, drag was set right. As I got those set up, I just put them back there in the co-angler slot for now. But I may bring those back up. We're gonna be out here for just a little bit offshore, then we'll head in near some docks or something like that. All right, so what else are you guys seeing in here? So Charlie says, I caught a bass a few minutes ago. Where are you fishing at, Charlie? What kind of fishing are you doing? Where are you at? Are you fishing on a lake, a pond? Either way, it's all good. Ronnie Denny says, I love using crappie light at night. It's the best fishing of all types is my thing. All right, sounds good. Oh, yeah. there's definitely some crappie fishermen that watch the channel too. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it, guys. Let me just start scanning around and see if I see what I can find out here. All right, and as you come into the chat, please hit the like button for me, guys. It really does help push the channel. And also, is the audio sounding okay through the headset? Drop a 2 in the chat. Drop a number 2 in the chat if the audio is good. All right, just double checking, making sure my live imaging and everything is lined up and looking good. I have that set up. So this one down here in the front, I just have that one on all mapping right now. Let's see if I can just bring this in a little closer. Once I start fishing, I'll push it back out a little bit, guys. All right, so you guys are saying fish some boat docks. Daniel says, Money Bass, glad to see you. Headed to Lake Ivy. All right, so the wind is pushing, guys. The wind is kind of rough out here. So I may have to hold on real quick, speed the trolling motor up, and get out here to where I'm going to be fishing at. Yeah, the wind is blowing pretty good. All right, appreciate that, Rod Wilson. And Charlie, you guys hit me with the 2. Let me know everything is looking good. And also, in the chat, guys, take a look at the likes for me. How many likes do I have? Do the likes look decent, or are they looking kind of ugly? What do you guys think? As you hit the like button, just type the word like in the chat. I just want to see who is participating, who is getting active in the chat, and who is participating. So just type the word like in the chat if you have already hit the like button. And also, if someone could, just tell me how many likes that I have so far. And the reason why I keep stressing that and bringing that up is because YouTube, this algorithm, that is what they use to push the video out and just show that people are enjoying the content and the channel. So it kind of helps the channel grow, guys. And once again, I will be doing these types of live streams. I will try to do this every, let's see, maybe once or twice. Well, yeah, at least once a week. I'll try to come out here and do these lives on the water. All right. Daniel says like. He says there are, we have 28 likes. Is that right? Rod Wilson says 6. What's going on, DL Peck? He says number 2 like. Hit the like as soon as I came into the building. All right. Rod Wilson said he is like number 8. All right. So now I see. Let me go ahead and hit the spotlight, guys. I see some cover out here that I want to target. Now this wind is blowing pretty rough right now, so I may have to drop this camera down some. And I don't know if you guys saw last time, but my camera had got knocked off of the boat from a cast whenever my cast wasn't quite lined up right. All right, Charlie Wilson says he is number 8. Daniel said, oops, 8. Okay, yeah, so we're sitting on 8 likes, guys. Can we get it up a little bit further? Once you hit the like button, drop the number of like in the chat. I kind of add this into the routine of these live streams. And like I said, what this does for me is it gives me an idea of whether you guys are enjoying this type of content or not. If so, then we may have to keep doing it. All right, so these fish are kind of deep out here, guys. So right now I am using my forward-facing sonar, scanning around and just seeing where these fish are at. All right, so out at 60 feet, I can see some cover out here. See a few fish out that way. There are some suspended fish. Now, these suspended fish right here, let's move in a little closer. I'm going to see if I can get some of these fish to come up and hit on top, some of these suspended fish. The water is a little choppy. That may help a little bit, could hurt. You just never know. But at least it's not too windy. Yesterday, the wind was kicking pretty hard. All right, so let's see. When the water's a little choppy, I want something that creates a little more of a splash. The sun is just starting to come out, so who knows? Maybe the offshore top water bite is already dying down. But I'm gonna throw this Sammy out there. Got that chrome Sammy on here. Throwing that on a Ducket T-Rex. I went old school on them. Got that Ducket T-Rex, and this is a 7-foot 3-inch medium heavy. And of course, I like these Concept Z. What is that? 13 fishing Concept Z. 7.3 to 1 gear ratio reel. So I generally like 7 gear ratio, 8 gear ratio reel so I can get things moving pretty fast. All right, guys, as you come into the chat, once again, please hit the like button for me. It really does help out the channel. And who do we have in here? Anthony. What does Anthony say? Oh, wait a minute. We have RP. What is that? RPG? RPG Rogue. Okay. All right. He says like and subbed. All right. Really appreciate that. Anthony says, what is that rotating device at the nose of the boat? Oh, so that is the trolling motor. So that is what I use to control the boat whenever the big motor in the back is turned off. It has a foot pedal down here. Right now I'm using something called spot lock, where that trolling motor, let me see, can you guys actually, yeah, I guess you can see it. It's right here. So this right here is the trolling motor. And as you see, it's kind of moving back and forth because there's a propeller on the bottom of it and it keeps the boat in place. So it allows me to just focus on fishing. All right, guys, the water's calming down a little bit. The breeze is kind of going away. Got the sun up there. Beautiful scenery out here. I haven't even made my first catch yet. All right, Daniel says it's 38 watching and 12 likes. Oh, no, Daniel, they don't like it. Maybe they're like, hey, man, is he going to cast and catch a fish or not? All right, so I got to make sure I don't hit the camera like I did last time. All right, so these fish are out here suspended. And actually, let's go ahead and take a look. Who wants to see the screen so you can see with this live imaging how it looks? So if you take a look right here, the transducer is on the trolling motor right now. So it's not on that turret system anymore, on that target lock. So it's going to be moving back and forth. So if you take a look right here, let's see if you guys can see it. It's going to come in and out of focus as that trolling motor turns. Let's see if it's going to line back up with it again. It may take a second. But that right there is kind of a drop off, a ledge, and you can see, okay, there we go. So there's the structure. You can kind of see it. The trolling motor is almost pointing at it now, but that is the structure that I'm going to be making a cast at. You can see that little dot right there. So those are some suspended fish suspended out to about 15 feet. And this is a long tree or something that is out there. And a little over to the side from that tree is going to be that ledge that I was referring to. So I didn't see any suspended fish on that ledge. So I'm gonna throw that top water out here and see if I can get those fish to come up. If not, then I'll throw a shaky head out there on that ledge and see if I can get those fish to hit on the bottom. All right, let's see what else you guys talking about in here. RPG Rogue says leaving for a week trip with 4 rigs, 8 guys. Wow, 6 different lakes. Okay, all right, you're about to make some things happen. All right, let's see. Shout out to the Money Team. The Money Team are the members of the channel, guys. So anyone that you see that has that badge next to them and their name kind of stands out in the chat, those are the members of the channel, and that is who I refer to as the Money Team. All right, let's see what else. All right, Chris Phillips said, let's catch them. All right, Cowboy Jack says, listening while muskie fishing. Wow, okay, you're out there muskie fishing. When you guys catch muskie, do you keep those? Do you eat those, or do you just catch and release? What do you guys do with muskie? That's Cowboy Jack. Let me know. He says, caught a 34-inch so far. Okay, all right, so you got a good one. Daniel says, good fishing today. Mask off, what's going on? He said, why did you put it directly on the trolling motor? I put it directly on the trolling motor because my target lock, the shielding on it, started just cracking, and that this just seems like to me it's a defect in the workmanship on the product. So they are replacing it for me. I called in, placed a call to Humminbird, and they're going to replace it for me. But this is the way that I was originally fishing with it anyway, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't really need it for the tournament tomorrow. So those fish are out there suspended. Let's get some cast out there to them, guys, and see what we can make happen. Actually, what I have to do now is come off of target lock, and I'm gonna have to let the boat drift. Okay, I did see those fish start moving. Let's take another look again. Get lined back up. All right, so this wind is picking up, guys. The wind is making me nervous because I do not want it to blow this camera off the boat. All right, so Cowboy Jack said catch and release. All right, sounds good. All right, now that was not a good cast, but let's just go ahead and fish it back to the boat anyways. All right, so those fish are not moving or reacting to this bait, so I'm gonna move in a little bit closer on them and see if I can get them to start reacting a little bit. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna be out here offshore for just a little bit, and then we're gonna head straight over. There's a nice rocky point over there. There's some boat docks, so we'll head over there to that in just a second. All right, so there's a lot of activity. That's the thing about using these electronics, guys. You see a lot of fish, and you also see what you're not catching. All right, so big shout out to Rod Wilson. He says 26 folks haven't hit the like button. Come on, peoples, where you at? Can you just tap the like button for me? Like I said, it really does help push the channel out there. Yeah, so I think there may be too much chop on the water, but actually, okay, now I can see these fish. They're starting to move around a little bit, so maybe they hear this little bit of splashing going on top. And you know what I actually need for these right now, the way these fish are set up, is a jerk bait, guys. And I don't have one tied on. Well, I have one tied on, but it's in the rod locker. All right, so that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and look in here. Go in the rod locker. This isn't something, and actually for the tournament this weekend, it's probably something that will work and catch fish. Is a jerk bait. So let's go ahead and reach in the live rocker and grab a jerk bait out of here real quick and see if I can get those fish. Since they're not coming all the way up on top, sometimes they will commit to coming down a little bit, well, coming up a little bit and hitting a jerk bait if I get that right above their heads. All right, let me just line some of these rods, get some of these rods out of the way a little bit. All right, let's find a jerk bait. All right, guys, how you guys doing? All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. So a jerk bait, I need one that I can get some good distance out of too. And with the way that the wind is blowing and everything, I generally throw my jerk bait on a bait caster, but I will probably have to use a spinning rod. All right. So that I can kind of get through that wind without backlashing on it. And I need one that I can get down pretty deep and get a good decent cast from. All right, this one right here is not gonna work. So let's go ahead and change out this jerk bait. So this is the one that I have tied on there. I can throw this one out there and let it sink down to where those fish are at, and then kind of work it through that water column. But what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put on I have a MoneyBass jerk bait. It's a what is it, 110 plus 2 or something like that. So I'm gonna look in here and find that, put that on here. Let's see, where are my jerk baits at? All right, here they go. All right, so this is the jerk bait box. All right, let's see. Shot says, what lake are you on? I'm currently on Lake Lanier. I'm preparing for a tournament that will be taking place Saturday and Sunday on Lake Hartwell. But The reason why I'm out here on this lake is I'm not really worried about locating and catching fish at the moment because this isn't where the tournament is going to be. Right now, I'm out here just getting different gear and equipment and everything set up, and just kind of going. Whoa! Did I just hear some fish schooling? And just making sure that my gear and equipment that I have that I plan on using is set up, rigged right, line is right, knots are good, all of that good kind of stuff. Oh, let me show you guys the jerk bait that I'm going to throw. All right, so there we go. So this is a mega bass, 110 plus 2. 110 plus 2. So this one will get down there a little bit deeper. I fish it kind of fast across the top of those fish when they're suspended, and those fish will come up and grab it. Technically, that is what's supposed to happen. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see, guys. All right, so they followed it out, but by the time they came up to it, it was kind of too far ahead of them. So there's a lot of fish down there moving. Now I'm going to make one more cast, and then I'll show you guys what I'm looking at on the screen. Ah, that was a bad cast. The wind got me. Let me hurry up and get this back in, because this will actually, if you make a bad cast out here when you're offshore and that bait lands in between the boat and the fish instead of going past those fish, then you can pull those fish off of that cover, and then they'll see the boat, and then that's pretty much all she wrote. All right, just trying to wait for things to line back up again. All right, there we go. That's a better cast. Let me change the cadence on it. And so the thing about not having the target lock is I'm not keeping the. All right, there we go. I can see it. I can see it. Are they going to come up and get it? They're looking at it, guys. And they're like, nope, we are not going to bite that, sir. All right, so we'll get it. Man, they're setting up, guys. Let me make a few more casts, and then, like I said, I'll bring you up here and show you what I'm looking at on the screen. All right, make another long cast out there. So that first one, I was working it through pretty fast because sometimes they'll come flying up out of the cover, and they'll just go ahead and hit that jerk bait. And yeah, so as I'm bringing that across, they're not really even following that. So these fish out here are not active. They are not active. But I'll show you guys anyway what I'm looking at on the screen. Let's go ahead and put this back up. All right. I just set this one out of the way. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Rod Wilson says 39 minus 17. All right. All right. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look, and I'll show you guys what I'm looking at on the live imaging. So if you look at it right now, it is lined up. The trolling motor up here is just moving on its own because it is on spot lock, and the transducer is currently connected directly to the trolling motor. And I want to stay spot locked out here because it's kind of still a little windy. You can see the water has a little bit of chop on it. But let's just wait for that trolling motor to line back up again. And then you guys will be able to see that cover. It's going to be right in here. So once this trolling motor straightens up, there it goes right there. So you kind of saw it flash on the screen right here. So that's where those fish are at. They're suspended. But then over to my left, there is a ditch or something like that. It's a little more shallow. I'm not really seeing any suspended fish on that. So what I'll do is I'll go over here and throw a shaky head on that. And after that, guys, I'll probably just go ahead and head on in and fish a little shallow. What's going on? We have Steve Wimpy, another member of the Money Team, checking in. He says, yo, once again, I'm at work watching you fish. I have to get my priorities in order. Obviously, mine are out of whack. You never know. It could be the other way around. All right, let's go in and let me grab the shaky head. All right, so there we go. That's my shaky head setup, guys. Have a lose reel. I think that's a lose Mach 2. What gear ratio is this reel? I think it's like a 6. I don't see it on there. It's on here somewhere. I think it's like a 6 to 1 or something like that. I have 12-pound braid on there because I have 15 to 20-pound braid as my main line, and then I use a double uni knot and tie that to my 12-pound fluorocarbon. I use 12-pound. I might dip down to 10, but I don't feel comfortable going any lower than that because I will take my shaky head and throw it directly into cover the same way that a lot of you guys may throw your Texas rig. All right. All right, let's head on over this way, guys. Let's head on over this way. All right, let's spot lock in and just let this shaky head just drop all the way down to the bottom. Let's see. Let's see. All right, once again, as you come into the chat, just introduce yourselves in the chat. You never know who's in there. You may meet somebody that's in your same neck of the woods. And also hit the like button for me. And if you are a new subscriber, if you are someone who subscribed to the channel since we have been live, put subbed or subscribed down at the bottom. All right, what's going on, Texas Noob? Out here, you know the routine. Just getting things ready for the tournament that's coming up this weekend. Right now, I'm offshore. I'm sitting in about 29 feet of water. I see some fish that are suspended. Okay, I'm coming through some cover right now. I thought I was getting a tappy tap. Thought I was gonna set the hook for you guys. Yeah, I'm coming through some cover right now. So I'm currently sitting in 28 feet of water. The water temps are dropping now, so it's around 78 degrees. When I was out here before, I think I was sitting in around 80, 82 to 84 degrees, I believe. So yeah, so the water temps have been dropping. And that's part of the reason why my strategy for this weekend is going to be going shallow and just throwing different type of baits, looking for specific types of cover, looking for one big fish. I need a 7-pounder. In the chat, what is your personal best? What is the biggest fish that you have caught? Drop that in the chat. I want to see what your biggest fish is. So what I need is a 7-pounder this weekend, guys. When I get that 7-pounder, that will win me the mega bass pot, and that mega bass pot pays out. I'm thinking it's going to be anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 right now. I don't know the exact amount, but I will probably find that out later this evening to confirm it. But either way, it'll be a good payday for a day of fishing. If I can get it on Saturday, that would be nice. Go ahead and get that get that mega bass on Saturday. I might need to show up, might not need to show up on Sunday. What do you think about that? All right, so once again, I'm out here in 28 feet of water. There are some suspended fish out there, but right now though it's still a little too windy, and with having the camera on the boat, it kind of limits some of the things that I want to do because I can't run the risk of knocking this camera into the lake again. All right, so has anybody put their personal best in there? All right, so Maskoff says he caught a 7.35 pound bass on a frog. Wait a minute. Where'd you catch a 7 pounder at, Maskoff? Was that during the tournament? All right, Texas Noob. All right, let's see. Cove Ultimate Fishing. What's going on? He says, go get him, Money Bass. See you on the water Saturday. All right, good deal. Yeah, definitely be good. Be a good thing seeing you out there on the lake. All right, we have Trick Shot checking back in. What's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in. And guys, as you come into the chat, just take a quick second to hit the like button. It really does help push the channel out there and get things moving. All right, so right now I'm just focusing on some offshore structure. And again, what I'm throwing is this shaky head. And of course, I'm throwing that on a spinning rod. That is what I like throwing my shaky head on. It allows me to track that line. That's why I use that high vis yellow. If you see that yellow in there, I use that high vis yellow because I can track my line and see whenever it stops moving. And I know that it is in contact with the bottom whenever it does that. All right, and here's the shaky head that I'm throwing. Nothing special. Let's see if I can get it in front of the camera for you guys. Nothing special. A 1/4 ounce is generally what I throw. I'll throw that 1/4 ounce bait whether I'm fishing shallow or deep. All right, let's move in a little bit more so I can see a nice ditch up here. And maybe these fish are going to be relating to this ditch. Let's see. Let's just take a look and see. All right, there's some more suspended fish. Uh-oh, let me stop right there. Stop the show. All right, those look like some decent fish right out there. So let's slow down again and see what we can see. So we're taking things kind of slow right now, guys. Then we'll be headed in shallow in just a minute. Bottom line outdoor says 11.5 pounder. Now that's a fish on Lake Toho on a jig. All right, Texas Snoop says, what is the water clarity? The water clarity is very clear. I wouldn't even be able to tell you the distance because if I can see this good, and I wouldn't be surprised if the water clarity is like 15 or 20 feet. It could be more than that. But yeah, when the water's this clear on lakes like this, these fish can see a very long distance. But the water clarity is very clear, extremely clear. And actually, let's see if I can just show it to you. Can you see that water? All right, let's see. That one car dude says, what kind of boat you got? So I am on a Nitro Z20. So there we go, Nitro Z20. Nitro Z20 with a 250 Mercury on the back. I have those talons back there on the left and right of that trolling motor. So a Nitro Z20 is what I'm out here trying to catch a few fish on. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, these fish are out here lined up just the way that I need them to be. So let's grab this right here. Man, or should I throw a jerk bait? All right, so I see a big bait ball out there right now too. A jerk bait will probably be better, but once I start seeing those fish like that out there suspended, and there's bait fish, a lot of times they're gonna be a jerk bait would probably work better. All right, once again, here's that jerk bait that I'm throwing. And as you guys can see, I am throwing that on a spinning rod. I know a lot of you guys are like, why are you throwing that on a spinning rod? Well, it's kind of windy out here right now, and I need that spinning rod so I can cut through the wind and not get any backlashes. All right, shout out to Steve Wimpy and the Money Team. He says he is a subscriber. Yeah, guys, if you are a new subscriber, drop subscribed or sub in the chat. Just want to kind of gauge the room, see who we have watching today. Is a lot of the guys that are coming back once again, or is it a lot of new people checking out the content? All right, let's see. Let's see which direction they're in. And I am using my forward facing sonar, guys, using that live imaging right now. I've shown you the screen a few times to give you an idea of what I'm targeting and what I'm looking for. Can you guys hear that wind? Are you guys able to hear the wind, the way the wind is picking up? And what I'm doing right now is just kind of fan casting. There are bait fish out here, and these the bass are just out here roaming around. In the chat, can you guys hear the wind? I wonder what the wind speeds are right now, because it's starting to pick up. All right, let's head back to the shaky head and go back down to the bottom. All right, let's see. Chris Phillips says that wind sounds good. Nature at its best. Oh yeah, can hear the wind, but very slightly. All right. Yeah, that's why I put these headphones on whenever I come out here like this, because they are made to kind of cut out a lot of that wind. So if you guys are hearing it slightly, then the wind is blowing very hard out here. So for me, I can hear it blowing loud and clear through the headset. But luckily, it is cutting it back on you guys some. So what I do whenever I make these casts, you guys see I'll cast and I'll pull some line out, and I just kind of watch this line. So if you guys can see, that line is high vis yellow, and the leader that I have on there is about 20 feet long. So that way they don't really see that yellow line. I try to keep it out of their sight, from basically from where the bait is at. And I just watch that line. Once that line starts moving, I just watch it on the surface of the water. Once it starts moving, then I know it's down on the bottom, and I just barely just shake it just a little bit, and eventually it'll get all the way back to the boat. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Have you hit the like button? If you could hit the like button and put, like, let's say we're at 21 likes right now. So who would be like number 22? If you are like number 22, then put a number 22 in the chat. Let's see who will be like number 22. I guess maybe once I catch a fish, then I get a few more likes that way, huh? You guys are like, we need to see some performance. We need some action. We don't just give out likes for free, even though likes are free. You guys are being tight on the likes. All right, got a big wind knot in there. All right, let me go ahead and get that loose before it gets too bad. Let me guys show you what this knot, how this knot looks. Can you see that knot? That's kind of ugly right there, isn't it? Now, who thinks I can get this out? Who thinks I can untangle this knot? In the chat. If I can untangle that knot, put yes. If you do not think I can untangle that and I'm going to have to cut this line, put no. So yes, if you think I can untangle that. Let's see. I'm going to wait till I see at least 2 responses in here, and then I'll go ahead and get to work on it and see if I can get the knot loose. Can you guys see it? There it is. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely bad. All right, so Texas Noob says, yes, I can get it out. So on a scale of 1, all right, DL Peck Fishing says I can get it out. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is that knot right there? How bad is that knot on a scale of 1 to 10? So let's see if I can go ahead and get this loosened up, guys. All right, DL Peck says it's a number 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. So let's see, can your partner MoneyBass get it loose? Am I a knot specialist? Knot detangling specialist. All right, look at it, guys. It's working. It's working. All right, twist it that way. Bam. Do you see that? Do you see how fast I got the knot out? Do you see it? Do you see it? And there's my double uni knot right there, guys. All right, bam. Let's go ahead and test it. Yeah, still has some strength to it. All right, there we go. So that was a rated a number 8 out of 10 on being a bad knot, and I was able to get it loose. All right, there we go. So I'm looking at a lot of suspended fish. I see fish kind of down on the bottom. Choosing to go with the shaky head. These fish are not really active and chasing any baits or anything for me right now. But hey, the thing about it is there's somebody on this lake that has found active fish and that is catching them. All right, Texas Snoop says, do you have any problems with the double uni knot going through the guides? Well, sometimes like that knot that you just saw, once that line gets some twist in it, that is where those knots will pop in there every once in a while. But for the most part, I don't really have any problems with that double uni knot. I use an improved Alberto knot whenever I'm trying to get something with longer cast, and I just like the way that that knot sets up better as far as going through it. But you have to make sure you get that right and put a lot of tension on it just to make sure that it will hold those fish. um, but with the double uni knot, I mean, I've caught some real nice fish, and I've got them out of some good cover and everything on it. So that's why I pretty much have a lot of trust in that double uni knot. All right, Don Barks says, "What's good? Good morning, good people. What's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in." Have Don Barks checking in. Texas Noob says, "Or getting hung up on the reel." No, actually, I have had that problem, but it's very minimal. Um, like I can't think of the last time where it did kind of get caught up on the spool. But what you want to do on that double uni knot is cut those 2 tag ends off as close as possible. And then just go ahead and put a lot of tension on, just make sure it doesn't slip out. So once you do that, once you put that tension on there and get it tightened up, then everything will be good. All right, I'm coming through some cover right now, guys. The cover's feeling kind of good. All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and seems as though my battery's getting a little low. So let me give it some juice. Let's see, guys. All right, just changing out these battery packs. Changing out the battery pack real quick. All right, Mask Off Fishing says, what braid are you using? I'm currently using Yozuri high vis yellow braid. It's either 20 or 15 pound braid that I put on my shaky head. All right, trying to get this charger set up, guys. Big Mike says, where's them big boys? I don't know where those big boys are at. They're hiding from me. They're hiding. All right, there we go. Now I have some power. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Once again, as you come into the chat, just hit the like button for me. It really does help out the channel. All right, let's see. Big Mike says, when you catch a fish, small or big, I will subscribe. Uh-oh, he's putting the pressure on me. I have to get out here and do some work. All right, 2K says, are you using your phone to video? Yes, sir. I'm out here using a phone. All right, Mask Off Fisher says, that's what I used, and I'm always catching wind knots. Do you think another braid would be more manageable? Uh-oh, sounds like that might be a user error right there. No, I'm just joking. It depends on what bait you're throwing on there. All right, so I need to catch a fish so I can get a subscriber. Big Mike says, hey, he wants to see a fish, then he'll subscribe. What's my time limit on that, Big Mike? How much time do I have? How much time do I have to get one of these fish out here to the boat? All right, so now I have some work to do. Big Mike says I will trade a fish for a subscription for to be a subscriber. How about that? Big Mike says all day. All right, so I have all day. Big Ivy, what is going on? Big Ivy, another member of the Money Team. Whoa, he has that special badge next to his name. That means Big Ivy has been a member of the channel for probably about a year. So when you guys hear me refer to the Money Team, those are the members of the channel. All right, Big Ivy Fishing says, catch a fish and you got 10 minutes to play with four. So I only have 10 minutes, Big Ivy. If I don't catch a fish in 10 minutes, I can't use my forward facing sonar anymore. Oh my goodness. You guys are being tough on me today. All right, so let's see. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right, appreciate it. See some more people tuning in. As you come in, just introduce yourselves in the chat. You never know, there may be some people in your same neck of the woods. And what state or country or location are you guys at? Drop that in the chat also. And hit the like button on your way in. And this wind is really picking up. Can you guys hear that wind? If you can hear that wind, let me know how the audio sounds. Put wind in the chat and let me know if it's getting a little tough out here. The fishing brother says, if I catch a fish, what happened if I catch a fish? All right, let's see. Big Ivy Fisher says, yeah, you can't use it no more. And I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. All right. Tree Hunter says live scope fisherman. So right now I am using my live imaging. I'll be out here. Big Ivy said I only have about 10 more minutes to use my live imaging. Then I need to cut that off and head back in shallow. So we'll see. All right, let's see. Who is this? The fishing brother says, if you catch a fish, I will sub. All right, so if I catch a fish, I get 2 subs. Oh my goodness, guys. Big Mike hit the channel with a $5 super chat. Big Mike, you are the sponsor of today's live stream. And basically, the way that that works is whoever gives the largest super chat or super sticker during the live stream is the sponsor of the live stream, because this channel is supported by you guys, the viewers and subscribers, people that stop by just to see what's going on. What is Money Bass up to? So really, really appreciate that. All right, so let's see. Tree Hunter says, is this a tournament? No, so right now, this is not a tournament. I'm pretty much out here just playing around a little bit. This is a practice day for me. I'm currently on Lake Lanier. I will have a tournament on Saturday and Sunday. I will be on Lake Hartwell. But what I'm doing out here is just kind of getting my gear and everything set up. There's a boat in the background. I don't know if you guys can see him passing by. But what I'm doing is just getting my gear and everything set up, making sure my boat's running good, electronics are set up. Um, I may be using my electronics a little bit for this tournament coming up, so we'll see. I just want to make sure everything is good to go just in case. But the game plan for the tournament is to fish shallow and throw some of those baits that I was showing you guys yesterday, my crankbait, spinner bait. I haven't broke out that Chad shad yet. Somebody was asking about that, so I'll have that tied on once I finish up out here. So give me, Big Ivy said I had 10 more minutes, but let's see. Let's see. All right, so 10 more minutes. I might need 15, Big Ivy. I might need Big Ivy to give me 10 minutes. All right, so Big Ivy says, Money, show them how we catch and stop playing. He said, stop playing. He's like, every time you come out here, you do too much talking instead of getting out here catching fish. And you are right, Big Ivy. I mean, it's fun being in the chat. You know, I'm out here fishing, but I still feel like I'm hanging out with everybody. And once again, big shout out to Big Mike. Hit the channel with that $5 super chat. He says, got to work for those subs. Oh, yeah, so I got to get out here and catch something. Tree Hunter says, who you got on the other end of that headset? You guys are on the other end of the headset. So I'm using the headset because it's windy out here right now, and this has a good buffering system to cut that wind back. If I did not have this headset on, you probably would not be able to hear me very well at all. And what I'm thinking I may need to do on this shaky head, because I am coming through some good cover and there are fish down there, is change up the shaky head color. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. Let's go ahead and change that up real quick. And actually, I keep a backup shaky head ready to roll. So let's see if that other one is already rigged up with what I need to be on there. All right, so that is my shaky head setup. Can you see it? Duck it, black ice, and it is a 7. Is that upside down? A medium 7.2 spinning rod. All right, so that is my shaky head setup. And I use my shaky head so much, and it has been a very good money maker for me. So I keep another one whenever, things get kind of tight. I keep another one on deck. Look at that, the exact same setup. Ducket Black Ice, 7.2 medium heavy, same reel and everything, but just a different bait on there. So I know someone mentioned yesterday they wanted me to try using some scent. So let's go ahead and put some scent on here. Having some fun in the sun. All right, so let's see, guys. There we go. Have some scent. I hate getting this stuff on my fingers, and especially like if you're gonna be eating something, because this stuff has some oils on it. And once it gets on your hand, you pretty much have to wash your hands unless you want to taste
some fish scent on your sandwiches whenever you're eating. All right, let's see. Big Ivy Fisher says, "Will money face to win and let us begin?" All right, Big Mike says, "Nice setup." Fishing Brother says, "What are you using?" For that fish scent, I was using what is that? Smelly jelly, I believe it was. All right, and then Big Mike says, "I have one. You have like okay, like 20." Oh, you're talking about the rods in the rod locker. So there we go. Can you guys see the the rods in there? So there's some rods right there. I got a few rods on the deck. Have a few rods. Let's see. Can you see these other ones down here? Those are on standby. Yeah, I don't generally I don't have to retie too often. I can just drop what I have and pick up the next one. All right, that wind is starting to calm down a little bit. If it calms down a little bit more, then this top water bite might pick up, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, that's a nice drop off out there. So I'm fishing. I'm sitting in 25 feet of water right now, but these fish that I'm targeting down on the bottom, they're down there in about 30 feet of water. All right, let's see. Let's see. We have C219 Troll. What is going on? He says, "What's up, money? Let's see some fish." Big Mike says, "You serious about fishing? Got to love it. That is right." The fishing brother says, "That's a lot of rods." Yeah, I remember. I actually started out with two. I had a rod and reel that I bought from Walmart, and then I remember the first time I spent $50 on a rod. I was like, man, that was a big decision. I was like, man, I like I need to go and check this out, do some research on it, and do I really want to invest this much on a fishing rod? And I went ahead and decided to buy it, and from there it just kind of grew. Man, these fish are definitely not cooperating. All right, let's just move around a little bit. I'm still kind of getting used to not using the target lock. I currently have my live imaging connected directly to the trolling motor again. It does allow for like faster reaction time as far as like when you are scanning and looking for fish. All right, let's see. Getting those precise casts in there. All right, there's a nice little group of fish right there. All right, let's head out here to where those fish are at. All right, let's go ahead and spot lock in once again. And we're just doing some slow and low is what I call it. So slow because it's a shaky head, and low because it's on the bottom. Slow and low. All right, what else are you guys talking about in here? What's going on? We have Jenna Kennels checking back in. He says, "Are you catching anything?" No, sir, I'm not catching anything just yet. All right, the fishing brother said, "All right, I'll go ahead and sub. I'll go ahead and hit the sub button." All right, really, really appreciate that. All right, guys, I am set up to do a live stream in the studio at 12 o'clock today. And we're going to be going over and talking about the recent release from Bassmaster, the restrictions that they have put on those professional anglers, and just going to talk about how does it affect like any of you guys. So who in the chat are tournament anglers? So if you fish tournaments, put tournament in the chat. Just put the word tournament in the chat. So we're going to talk about how does it affect the average angler? Will it trickle down and start affecting, us average guys that are out here fishing tournaments, or what? And what are your thoughts on on those changes in general. So that is set up for 12 o'clock. So yeah, if you are a tournament fisherman, just put tournament in the chat. How many tournament anglers do we have in the chat? All right, so DL Peck Fishing, of course, he is a tournament angler. Big Ivy Fishing, he fishes tournaments. All right, big shout out to the Fishing Brothers. Really glad you had a moment to step in and hit that sub button. Really appreciate it. All right. And another big shout out to Big Mike. Hit the channel with the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. All right. Real and Roll is a tournament fisherman. All right. Steve Wimpy says, oh, yeah, I get out here and fish some tournaments. Shout out to the Money Team, the members of the channel. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be doing and man, that's in about an hour, guys. Man, my schedule is kind of tight. It's kind of tight today. I have some things I need to do after I leave the water before we get out here. So yeah, we have about yeah, we don't have much time left. So what I need to do is go ahead and catch a fish for you guys. Stop talking so much. How about that? Let's look around. All right, so what we'll do is go ahead and spend some time shallow now because time is moving. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. And the other thing, whenever you re-rig your electronics and you're playing around with anything, you always want to keep an eye on all of your cables, your lines. Make sure nothing is getting trapped in the trolling motor. Make sure everything is lining up properly because you definitely do not want to splice any of your cables. So I always raise everything up and take my time with it so that I don't snag anything. That'll lead to a pretty bad day. All right. Got that up. Now we're just going to ease across the lake. So here we go, guys. This is my setup on the screen, my screen setup. So let's just go ahead and get things crunk up and head across the lake. And if you guys notice, I like leaving my life jacket on all of the time. Um, Really, what I would suggest for guys is from the time that you pull up to the lake, when you're backing your boat in, put your life jacket on immediately, even when you're right there in that 2 or 3 feet of water about to take your boat off of the trailer, because you want to keep safety in mind first, especially if you are at a ramp and you're the only one there, because you never know, you may slip and fall, or you just never know what might happen. So you want to just be on the safe side of things. So I always leave my life jacket on, and actually I take my life jacket off once I am about to get in my truck and pull off. So even if I have to just run back to the boat while it's still in the on the trailer or anything, I still leave my life vest on, because there have been a lot of people who have had accidents right at the boat ramp. So you want to make sure that you are getting back home safe, guys. All right, let's see. Big Ivy Fishing says you got 10 minutes to catch that fish. All right, well, Big Ivy, you said I had 10 minutes and then I had to leave from fishing offshore. So now let me just show you guys where I'm headed now. I'm headed right over here to this bank, and we're gonna fish around this bank. There's some docks and stuff over there, so we're just gonna fish around that. Now we're heading shallow for you old school guys that do not like the use of electronics. So we're gonna come over here and just see if we can target some of these shallow fish. We may find something. We'll see. We'll see. But it's all good. It's all good. It's still a nice day out here on the lake. And somebody said, hey, when you start talking about it's a nice day and the scenery's good, that means you're not catching fish. But take a look around, guys. It is a nice, pretty day out here on the lake. All right. Bottom line outdoors says vest and kill switch are very important. Yes, sir. That is correct. That is correct. You want to always be thinking about safety. Oh, man, that water spraying me. All right, I see some laydowns right up here. So what I'll do is just go over here and start on some of these laydowns, and we'll just fish our way all the way around this corner. All right, Big Ivy says use the Mega 360. Okay, all right, so I'll use the 360. And when I see something that looks good on that, if we find some good laydowns or some rocks or something on the 360, then I can show that guys to you. Show that to you on the screen. All right, so we're gonna ease right up over here. All right, so the offshore fishing is gone. So what I'm going to start off with is, so it is a wind-blown point with some nice rocks on it. There's a laydown over there. So here we go. This is what I'm going to throw. Can you guys see this right here? I'm gonna start off with that spinner bait. All right, shout out to Big Mike. He is the sponsor of the show today. He has hit the channel with a $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so what I like to do with this, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a lay down right here in front of me. I like to get lined up with that and throw it right to the base of that lay down and just bring the spinner bait bumping all the way through those through the branches and everything. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but see that red hook right there in the back. So I do throw those on a stinger hook because I learned my lesson the hard way in a tournament. Oh shoot, bad cast. The wind got me. I didn't take into account the wind still blowing over here on the bank. All right, so here we go. Threw that right over there to the left side of that. Man, that spinner bait looks so lovely coming down the side of that tree. It would have looked a lot better if it was inside of a fish's mouth on the way back to the boat. Let's do that again. Man, there has to be something on this tree. There has to be one down there. If someone tells me there's not a tree down there, I don't believe it. I don't believe you. Let's go for a third time. Maybe they just don't want a spinner bait. So I'm gonna hit them with this spinner bait, then I follow that right up with a square bill crankbait and get that right on the other side of the lay down also. Generally on a clear lake like this, you see guys see I'm throwing that chartreuse square bill crankbait. I tend to throw a more natural colored one. And on this lake, there are a lot of spotted bass, but you never know. That color still might work. So I'm throwing this directly into those branches. And whenever it hits one of these branches, I just pause, let it float up just a little bit and bring it right over the branches. I call that the crankbait challenge, guys. Oh, goodness. Now, that is not a good cast at all. But let's see if I can save it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can save it. I cast that directly over the branch. All right, there it goes. Came right over it. And one more cast and then move on. So I threw two moving baits over there and got nothing. Nothing for my efforts on that moving bait. So now that was another terrible cast. That one's all the way over branches and everything. Let me see if I can save that and get it out of there. Woo. All right, flipping over branches and everything like Evil Knievel getting back through there. Uh-oh, what is that? What is that out there? Oh, and that cast did not go far enough. Might as well reel that back in. All right, so now I'm gonna throw this shaky head, and like I told you, I throw my shaky head. I throw it directly into laydowns and everything, the same way that most people would throw a Texas rig. I'll put a shaky head to work right in the middle of a laydown. That's why I throw mine on that 12-pound line. I've been able to get them out of brush piles and things like that on 8-pound line, but I've also had some break me off on the 8-pound line. So that 12-pound line directly in cover and structure. Am I gonna make it out of it? Okay, I got it loose, guys. There we go. All right, still no bite. Let's go ahead and spin around. All right, so what do you guys all right, what is your pick? What is your pick? Crankbait or spinnerbait? Crankbait or spinnerbait? There's a crankbait and there's a spinnerbait. What's going on, Clint Perry? He says, good morning, everyone. All right, Brendo hit me quickly and says spinnerbait. All right, so spinnerbait it is. Everybody else, you had to speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, so we're gonna run this, um, run these rocks. We have some nice rocks that I'm going around right now. So we're gonna hit these laydowns, hit these rocks and everything with the spinnerbait. Covering water. There's a nice laydown over there. And it's in the shade. Have 2 laydowns over there in the shade. Looks like a very nice place for a largemouth to call home. All right, so I'm gonna hit spot lock. I have 2 laydowns over here, so I'm gonna slow down and kind of pick these apart a little bit. So I've thrown the spinnerbait on both of them. Hit one, now I'm about to hit the other one. Bad cast. That cast went directly over a limb. Bam, flipped it over that limb. I don't know if you guys could actually see that on camera. All right, so I hit spot lock, so the boat is going to just kind of reposition itself for me, so I can still focus on my cast. Get one more cast over there. Bring that right over these logs. Oh, did the stinger hook get me? Still got him loose. All right, putting that spinner bait to work, getting it right through all of that cover. Oh man, come on. No fish wanted to come and put their mouth on it. That was a great cast. Had to come up and just kiss it or something. All right, let's try this other one. Bad cast. All right, let's hop back into the chat real quick and see what you guys are talking about. All right, Big Mike, he said he wants me to hit it with the crankbait. Well, you know what? Big Mike is the sponsor of the show, so let's go ahead and change this up. Big Mike says crankbait. So it looks like we're going to be cranking. You know, I have to put some respect on his name. He decided to sponsor the program today, guys. Whoever gives the largest super chat or super sticker during the live stream is the sponsor of the live stream. All right, really appreciate everybody for hitting the like button. The like button, it is looking kind of good. All right, Big Ivy Fisher says crank that cranking bait because they active. So, all right, so he said hit the crankbait. All right, so there we go, guys. I'm gonna throw this crankbait, and like I said, this color right now, I mean it. Oh shoot, bad. So the wind. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the wind is blowing pretty tough out here. So these casts that I'm making, I have to kind of gauge these casts and cast a little away from where I really want to get it and let the wind kind of carry my bait back where I want it to go. All right, let's go ahead and spin around. We're going to keep moving. So we're going to get over to some docks. All right, and again, we have a live stream that is set up for this afternoon at 12 o'clock. So in less than an hour. So we'll see. We'll see. And it is a call-in live stream. So what I'm going to do is just get feedback from the public, feedback from you guys to see how you feel about the changes that have been put in place. All right, bumping over that lay down right there. So we're gonna keep moving. So we have some docks around this bend. So we'll see what happens when we get to these docks. It seems like there should have been something over there. But yeah, what are your thoughts? How many of you use electronics? So I saw you guys put in there if you tournament fish or not. Man, now that was some good structure right there. What is that? Let's see. Let's see. Might have to hit that with the shaky head. Let's see what that was. All right, I got a good cast on it. Gonna fish this all the way back to the boat. So all I was doing, guys, is running the bank with that crankbait. And as I'm moving my trolling motor back and forth, I saw some structure out to the side on my live imaging. Picked up a shaky head, threw it right over there, and now I'm bringing it through that cover. I can kind of feel it a little bit. So we'll see what happens. And nothing happened. All right, so let's pick this crankbait back up, and keep on rolling. Keep on moving. So I really want to get to this cove over here. I think there'll be a better chance of catching something. So I'm just gonna run through here real quick. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have my trolling motor is set on 8.5. So I'm moving, I'm rolling, and I'm currently in 12 feet of water and throwing a crankbait. Coming up on rocks, laydowns, some nice looking structure and cover. Let's see, let's change it up a little bit and see if you guys like this view better. Just trying to let you guys see what I'm casting to. Do any of you have any tournaments coming up this weekend? Is anybody going to be fishing a tournament this weekend? I'm going to cut past this cove right here. It's a shallow cove. I don't really see too much good structure on it. And with this water being crystal clear like it is, I want to get around this bend and fish these docks over here. So I'm still rolling. I have this trolling motor set on 8, 8.5. All right, gonna fish right down the front of this laydown right here. Nothing. All right, let's hit it one more time. Let's hit it one more time. All right, work that around and under those branches. Nothing. All right, let me show you guys the bait once again for anybody that's just tuning in. All right, so that's what I'm throwing, just a nice basic square bill crankbait. Ernest Coleman says hooks and bobbers at Lake of the Ozarks this weekend. All right, sounds good. Usually about 80 boats. All right, make sure you come back and let us know how things are doing. Big Mike says that's a better view. Big Ivy says not this weekend, but I have one coming up on the 18th, a state national tournament. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, here comes the cove. The cove I was talking about is coming right around the bend, coming right around the corner. Man, why they doing me like this? All right, how are the likes looking? How are the likes looking, guys? Hmm, we just need one more like to hit 30. Can we get one more like? All right, Timothy Turner says, are you starting your fall junk fishing pattern already? Well, not necessarily. I mean, what I'm doing right now is really I'm just covering water, trying to get to the area where I wanted to target. And I'm kind of looking offshore. Let's see, I see a little bit of movement out there. But yeah, I wanted to come and fish this cove. So right now, I'm just throwing a crankbait to cover water. Then once I get back here, I'll probably throw a crankbait alongside of how many docks are back here? It looks like it may just be one dock over here. But for the tournament, will it be junk fishing? I don't know if it's necessarily considered junk fishing. I'm targeting a 7 pounder is what I need. Even in 2 days, if I catch one fish and that one fish is a 7 pounder, then I'm good. But it is a 5 fish limit tournament. But I don't necessarily need 5 fish. I don't need angler of the year points or anything like that. So I'll be out there for a good time and for a 7 pounder. I thought there were more docks over here than this one. So really, the next cove is the one that I wanted to get to. So we're gonna zoom through this one too. But I guess since we're over here, I'll go over here, go ahead and fish it. Let's just scan around and see if there are any fish over here. Now I'm gonna skip this dock. Let's skip this dock. And actually, let's do this. Let's just skip this whole area. Man, there's a bunch of bait fish out there. Man, that's thousands and thousands of bait fish out there. And there's a few predator fish falling. It could be striper, could be bass. And like I was saying earlier, whenever you've been messing with your wiring and your electronics, you want to lift that trolling motor up slow and make sure that there are no wires being pinched or anything like that before you drop everything down. All right, so I'm just going to crank up and run over, just ease over to this next dock. All right, let's go ahead and do that real quick. All right, Texas Snoop says, where is the tournament? The tournament is taking place at Lake Hartwell. All right, we have, what is that? Trov James? How often do you go live? I go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern is the normal time, and then I try to get out on the lake like this live about twice a week. And every once in a while, I may do a pop-up live stream. Like today, I'm actually scheduled to be back in the studio at 12 o'clock to do a live about the information that was released about the Bassmaster and the forward-facing sonar limitations that they have put out. But yeah, definitely every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check those out. And as I continue doing these live on the waters, I'll some laydowns over there. Should I fish those? Nah, let's stick to the game plan. But I may put together a schedule where I may start doing these every Wednesday. And man, today is Thursday. So if I do my lives on Tuesday, maybe every Wednesday and Thursday, I'll do the on the water lives. But we'll see. I have to put together a schedule and see how that works out. All right, DL Peck Fishing says find a brush pile and catch one for that potential subscriber. Okay, so you want me to go ahead and get a catch out of the way, huh? All right, let's see. Should I fish that cove? Let me look at my mapping. Let me see. Let me check my mapping out. All right, let's go to this next cove. We'll skip this one right here. Then we'll go to this next cove. All right, so DL Peck is giving me some subscriber advice. He said, yeah, just go ahead and tighten up. Focus on getting that fish to the boat so I can get those subscribers that are waiting for that catch. All right, so Mr. James says, let's see, I definitely need to come back for those. This is a great live. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I try to give you some value and a little bit of entertainment, but right now, I try to show you guys what I'm using, all that good kind of stuff. Maybe it'll help you out on the lake that you're on, just kind of listening to my thought process. Hey, I'm not the best at it, but I'm in the game. I make some things happen every now and then. And if you like this live, Mr. James, make sure you just not Google, but on YouTube, search Money Bass Battle of the Anglers. Money Bass Battle of the Anglers. And then you will see where we're actually competing live like this. So you'll see maybe 5, 6, 7 of us on the screen at the same time, and we're having a good time at it. So we're actually communicating back and forth with each other the same way how you're seeing what I'm fishing, what cover structure. We can actually see the other competitors as we're fishing, and if they're catching small fish or no fish, then we're kind of hard on each other on that one. So it's a good time. But that's Money Bass Battle of the Anglers. Make sure you look that up. All right, Big Mike says I'm still here. All right, Big Mike, let me go ahead and get that fish for you. DL Peck said I need to quit playing around and go ahead and catch that fish. So we're going to ease in on this cove, and actually let's go ahead and start fishing these laydowns right here. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and start on these laydowns, guys. Back at it with the crankbait. Right where it needed to be. Now that's a good looking laydown right here. Sitting in 15 feet of water. That laydown comes out pretty far. See if I can get something to come from out of that laydown and grab that, and that is a no-go. Let's put this crankbait right up there in those branches. There we go. Right at the edge. No takers. No takers. All right, let's go ahead and spot lock here real quick. I hit them with the crankbait over there. They didn't like it, didn't want it. Let me see if I can get some action with the shaky head. All right, let's hop back into the chat real quick. Can't neglect my peoples. We have, what is that? Is that Bear for the FN? Let me see. What did that one say? Let me go back. Let me go back and see what you guys are talking about in here. Says, hi, I'm new and I just subbed. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. So I'm trying to earn another sub. I got to go ahead and stick something real quick. All right, Texas Noob says, Big Ivy Fishing, where is your tournament later in the month? All right, yeah, make sure you guys network with each other. All right, Big Ivy says, just pay attention on how you look at the camera. Just look at his eyes. All you see is hammer, hammer. All right, we have Jenna Kennel still in. He says, Money might need to give that forward facing sonar back. See if he can get a refund. Oh, come on, man. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. All right, what does Ernest Coleman say? He says, I bet you run a top water bait in that around those laydowns. Oh, yeah, I have a top water ready for this weekend. And let's see, Clint Perry says, try a small chrome crankbait. Yeah, I don't have a chrome crankbait, but I do need to get one. All right. Try Ned Rig, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. Let me see. Use that blade. Okay, so somebody's want me to switch to the jig. Chris Phillips, shout out to the money team, says it's top water time. All right, let's see. Let's see. We're gonna keep on moving. We're almost over here to these docks. I see some guys over here working on this dock, so might ease past that one because it's kind of loud. I don't know if they're over there what they're working on, but it sounds like some type of generator is running. Man, now this one is lovely right here. It comes out deep into the water, has a lot of branches and everything on here. So I'm going to make this cast right here and bring it right parallel down with the trunk of that tree. I got it right where I need it to be, I think. Hopefully it's not in those branches too bad. Now the boat would spin around in the direction where I was trying not to get it to spin around. Spot lock still is a beautiful thing. That was not so good. Let's bring that back in and do another cast. And nothing, not even a dink. Not even a dink said, let me take a bite of that. All right, let's keep moving. It's another lay down right here. Let me try that. So right now I'm just hitting some wood, guys. I'm hitting some wood. I might come up on a brush pile or two whenever we get closer to these docks. So then there's another lay down right here. I'm just bringing this crankbait right down the base of this lay down. A lot of times there'll be like a largemouth or something sitting under these lay downs, but over here they're like, no, partner, we are not home today. All right, I see a nice big bait ball right out in front of me. So there could be some fish around that. So I went ahead and made a cast to it. Still rolling with the shaky head right now. All right, so I saw some nice cover down there. Made a cast to that. Let's see what happens. See if there's anybody home. All right, I found some nice cover, guys. Let me see if anybody's home over here. All right, good cast. All right, so we're back to slow and low. Slow and low on the shaky head. Let's see what you guys are talking about in here. Big Ivy. Let's see. Lucky said, "What's going on, Lucky? Haven't seen you in a while." Says chatterbait. Chatterbait it out, my guy. Yeah, I put the chatterbait back in the rod locker. Let's see, how are we looking on the likes and the. All right, yeah, likes are looking pretty decent. Can we get up to 40 likes, guys? We have 35. Can we get 5 more likes? Is there anybody who hasn't hit the like button? Let's see if we can hit 40. If we can hit 40 likes. All right, we're in Dock City now. So now we have a few docks over here, so we'll probably fish those. Pale Rider says 36. All right, appreciate that. Pale Rider hit the like button at number 36. We only need one more like to hit 40. Really appreciate you getting me up to 40 likes, guys. So who is going to be number 40 on the likes? Just need one more. So whoever hits that like button on number 40, just put 40 in the chat. Let's see who was number 40. Who is number 40? Uh-oh, we hit 40. I didn't see a name come up in the chat, but really appreciate that. We hit 40 likes. All right, saw some structure, but no takers on that one. So now let's speed up and go up here and see how these docks are looking. So on these docks, let's see. This might need to change up a little bit. What do we need to throw on a dock? What do I have back here in my little mini arsenal? There it is. There it is. Let's hit them with the shaky head. I mean, not the shaky head. Wacky rig. All right, there we go. Let me show you guys what that wacky rig setup, how that looks. So that's it. I just skip that under the dock and let that flutter down. And a lot of times it may get that reaction bite from some of these fish. So we'll see. We'll skip this under there a few times. What's going on? Real Talk Bassin checking in. Said, what's going on? Money Team. Yes, sir. The Money Team. Those are the members of the channel. The people that you see that have the badges next to their name. Those are the members of the channel and the ones that I refer to as the Money Team. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 docks. All right, let's hit these docks and see if we can make something happen. So we're going to hit these docks with a wacky rig. And these docks are kind of shallow. We're sitting in 8 feet of water right now. Shallow docks, to me, a lot of time indicates largemouth. So I'm going to see if I can skip this right under that little area. And that was a miss. I don't know if you guys could tell, but that wind is picking back up on me again just out of the blue. Let's see if we can get that way under there. Ah, miss number 2. That's not good. Miss number 3. Trying to rush it, guys. Let's see. This is something that's good about practice day. Because if this was tournament day, I need to get this under there on my first cast like that right there. I got it all the way to the back that time. So I want to get that thing all the way back there on that first cast on tournament day so I don't have to sit there and waste cast like that. All right, so I just kind of let it flutter down and then just pop it a few times, see if there's anything under there. A lot of times if there's active fish under there, they'll go ahead and take it and you'll see that line start moving off. All right, so nothing. But you do want to take the time to get that cast. So you saw how those first 3 casts I missed. I did not get those casts where I wanted them to go. But I still kind of hung in there. Now that one, I got it in a small space about that big. Got it right back there where I needed it to go. I'll let it just give it some time to kind of flutter down. I'm throwing this on a 1/16 ounce shaky head hook. Shaky head jig head. So I just give it some time to let it flutter down, see if anything wants to come and pick it up. Nothing's picking it up, so we're going to keep on moving. Keep on rolling. And as we're rolling, scanning around, scanning left or right, didn't see anything. All right, while I'm passing by, might as well give it one more cast over there, see if anything will come from under that dock. Now, this next dock right here is too shallow. I mean, that one's sitting on dirt. So I'm not even going to waste my time throwing anything to that one, unless one side of it looks like it could be going down into some water that could be about 3 feet deep or so. And as you guys know, that's deep enough to get some of these largemouth. So let's ease on over here. I'm rolling with my trolling motor on 8.5. So that way I don't really waste a lot of time in between docks. And right, I can see all of this out here. So there's no reason for me to even make a cast over there. So I'll just keep on rolling. And this dock where I said it was too shallow, it has a nice shade under there. So you never know. There may be maybe something that was like, hey, let me go over there and just relax by myself. But yeah, so yeah, it's deep enough. And there's a nice little shaded area over there. Let me get this back there one more time. There we go. Got it all the way to the back that time. All the way to the back for a big fat nothing. All right, that dock over here is pretty much the same, just a little too shallow, but I'll put something right there, right next to the dark spot. Maybe a fish will come from under there and take a bite. All right, nothing over there. Let's hit this dock right in front of me. All right, I got that one under there. It went about halfway back, not as far as I wanted it to go. So we'll go ahead and fish this one back out. Let it flutter down a little bit. Pop it a few times, see if anything wants to come and take a bite. All right, nothing, and I didn't see anything follow it out. So let's get it back there a little bit further this time. All right, there we go. So I heard it tap the back of the dock that time. So that's the kind of cast that I want. I don't see my line moving or twitching, so that means nothing picked it up on the drop. All right, so let's go ahead and get it out of there. If they're not biting or cooperating fast enough for me, I just keep on rolling. I'll pack up and roll out on you. If you don't want to put your mouthpiece on it, I ain't gonna beg you. All right, so now we have one, two, three docks back here. This one right here kind of looks like it's deep enough to have something in there. So I need to skip this one right in between that the little jet ski lift. And that's where the shaded area is. So this is when you want to be able to get your, there we go, right down the middle. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it went right down there where I needed it to go. So now let's just let that flutter down, let it sink. And the lake that I'm going to be fishing this weekend fishes a lot like the lake that I'm currently on. And these fish are not on docks. And I'm not pre-fishing the lake for this tournament this weekend. I'm going to show up on Saturday morning and go for what I know. Let's go ahead and get a skip over on that side. Oh, no. Okay, got it loose from there. Come on, baby. All right, I worked it out. I thought that one was a goner. All right, there we go. Got that one way under there. I don't see my line twitching or moving at all. So on these wacky rigs, that's pretty much what you'll notice. Sometimes the fish may pick it up and just stay there, but a lot of times they'll pick it up and they'll start swimming off with it, and you'll just see your line moving. All right, I didn't even see a fish following that out or anything. And what I'll do is the way how I'm going through here fishing this now I missed my target on that one. Let me just go ahead and bring that one back. But I'll go through and fish an entire cove just to, goodness gracious, for a process of elimination. So if I fish an entire cove like this and I don't get any bites, I'm not even seeing any fish or anything. Sometimes you'll see these fish follow the bait back out. Now that one went directly under there where I needed it to go. But yeah, I don't see my line twitching, don't see it moving or anything. But man, that sure is a lovely spot for a fish to be relaxing right in the center of the cove. And there's a dock there where the water's a little deeper. You have the shaded area. It looks perfect. And it's perfect for a nothing bite. And as I reeled it out, I did not see a fish follow it back out. So sometimes if you keep your eye on it, you'll see a fish that may follow it back out. So even if that fish doesn't bite, it'll still give you an indication like, hey, you can skip it back in there again and maybe that fish will take it. But if not, at least as you're going to the other docks, it lets you know that, okay, some fish are on these docks. But right now, I'm not seeing any signs of life on these docks. This one right here is a little too shallow. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll run these docks and I'll just fish a crankbait or a spinnerbait or something like that, like I showed you guys a little earlier. Just run it right alongside the sides of the docks, and those fish will come from under it. And I can look at these right here. These are kind of shallow, and I can see all the way, see under the dock all the way to the bottom, and I can tell there are no fish under those docks. So now we have what, 3 more docks left. 3 more docks left, and we're gonna go over there and just fish that rocky point right there. And then that may be all she wrote. A lot of times what ends up happening, guys, is I end the broadcast with I catch a fish right whenever I'm planning on ending the broadcast. So we'll see. We'll see if we get a fish in these next, what is this, 3 or 4 docks. Sitting in 14 feet of water. I'm not even getting any taps from brim. These fish are just, they're like, nah, partner, we are not going to eat anything today. You know, normally you at least get some tappy taps from a brim or something like that. What does that mean, Big Ivy, when the brim don't even want to come and take a bite? All right, I'm coming up on a nice ledge. All right, this is a nice open dock, 8 feet of water. This is another decent candidate. Ah, another decent candidate. But I want to skip this one all the way to the back and come down the edges of that one. Goodness, and I didn't get it back far enough. I'll fish it back anyways. Oh man, here's a brush pile sitting right here in front of this dock. I can actually see this one. All right, there we go. Got it right where I needed it to be that time. All right, nothing home there either. And nothing followed it back out. So let's keep on rolling. Let's keep on rolling. All right, I'll come back there and hop in the chat in just a second, guys. So we have 2 more docks left, and then I'm gonna go and fish this rocky point. You can see some big boulders out there, so you know at the end of those boulders are gonna be some smaller chunk rock. So you just never know. That might be the ticket. Man, I thought it'd be a little more activity on this dock. I mean, on these docks back in this cove. All right, let's see if I can get it through this little opening. All right, perfect. Got that all the way back down there. No line twitch, no line moving. If you guys watched that last battle of the anglers, this wacky rig was doing its thing. I was doing my thing on the wacky rig on some docks. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. All right, we're up to 41 likes, looking good. All right, let's see. Steve Wimpy says, nice skip. I see you got some skills. I have a little skill. I may have 1 or 2 skills. All right, Big Ivy said, what's the water temp? The water temp was around 78 degrees. All right, so we're at 41 likes. Let's see if we can hit 45, guys. Can we hit 45 likes? We just need 4 more. Just 4 more likes. All right, so the dock bite for me does not look like it's doing its thing. Let me do a backhand skip. All right, that one went way back there. That one was looking pretty good. But will I see my line jump? Is my line gonna start swimming off? Can I get some actione? Oh man, that was a pretty one right there. Pretty cast. But with no fish to go along with it, I guess it doesn't matter if the cast is pretty or ugly, huh? They both get the same result. All right, let's hit this last dock. Then we're gonna head over here. If you guys can see me, we're gonna head over to this rocky point. Spend a little time there. So these fish are not on these docks in here, which leads me to believe they're gonna be sitting right outside of this cove. Now, once we get out there, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if my logic or if my thought process is right on that. So let's try this last dock. And like I said, I'm not seeing brim. I'm not seeing bass. I'm not seeing any small bait fish or anything on these docks, which is very odd. All right, so I'm sitting in 15 feet of water right here. So this would be a very good dock to get a bite on because it's sitting in some deeper water. Has some nice shade to it. The sun is out. It's not really that hot out here, guys. It's a nice warm day, but it has a cool breeze. So the weather is great. But the fish aren't cooperating. All right. And we're out of here and headed to this rocky point now. All right, so now I have to make something happen on this rocky point, guys. Has to be some fish on the rocky point, don't you think? All right, are you guys saying anything in the chat? What's going on in the chat? What's going on, Ryan? He says, how you looking out there? You put that scent on it yet? I sure did. I put some scent on it a little earlier. I was thinking about you when I put it on there. But the fish were like, yeah, we don't like that scent. So it did not work. All right, so now we just finished skipping a bunch of dots, guys. We went through this entire cove. Let me just show you what this cove looks like. So that's the dock we just hit, and we actually fished every single one of those docks, skipped all of them with a wacky rig. So now we're gonna head out here to this point and see if there's anything on this point. All right, Pale Rider says Carolina rig on the point. We have the Snow Ninja checking in. What's going on, Snow Ninja? All right, so he said Carolina rig on the point. He's trying to get me to break out all my fishing rods. So I have a Carolina rig in there, but it's in the locker box, in the rod locker. Let's see, there's a nice laydown right here. Let's hit it with a shaky head. See if we can get some shaky head action. Man, those laydowns feel good when it's coming over those branches. All right, we're coming up on these rocks. Big Ivy said, use your 360. Let me go ahead and check out this 360 and see how it looks. See if it's going to show me some nice structure on these rocks. All right, let's see if we can make it happen, guys. So right now we're on this rocky point. I'm throwing a shaky head. I see some suspended fish. And there were some down towards the bottom. So I decided to go to the ones to the bottom first. Oh, did I get him, guys? Did I get him? Big Mike, are you still there? Oh, yeah, and it's a good one, guys. Oh, my goodness. Do you see the head shakes? Can can you see the head shakes? Should I? Oh my goodness, where is he going? Oh my goodness, guys. It's a fighter. It is a fighter. All right, so what did I say about my theory? If they weren't on those docks, they were just sitting right outside that cove. Let's see. Let's see if I can flip him, guys. Oh, did you see the flip? Did you see the flip? All right, there we go. All right, Big Mike, are you still in the chat? Are you still in the chat, Big Mike? Oh my God, look at him. Isn't he lovely? He's like, hey, I think I'll take a bite of that. I think I'll take a bite of that. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Look at Big Mike. He is stepping up and stepping in. He says $10 for the super chat. He says, I'm still here. Awesome. All right, good deal. So there's your $10 super chat fish right there. Good deal. Do you want to get a weight on him? Let's go ahead and do that, guys. In the chat. Let's see you guess the weight. Can you guess the weight? All right, Big Mike said, I'm subscribed now. All right, good deal, guys. Good deal. So yeah, I mean, who was that? Texas Snoop was asking me how do I go about the process. 1-3. Wait a minute. Do you see his eyes? Texas Snoop, do you see it looking at you? He's like, do you think I only weigh 1-3? Look at the eyes. Look at the stomach. Come on, talk to him. Let me put him in the live well for just a second, and I'll give you guys maybe like 30 seconds to a minute to kind of get some weights together in the chat. Once again, big shout out to Big Mike. All right, I see the weights coming in. Let's see. What are you guys saying? What do you think? All right, so Texas Noop said 1-3. Are you sure you don't want to try that again? All right, then Killer K, 1.5, a 1.5 pounder. All right. Timmy and Lee says a 2.6 pounds. Don Bark says 2.9. I don't think it's gonna hit 2.9. I don't think it's gonna hit 2.9, but we'll see. Crackhead Mechanic says, I'm back and I'm gonna subscribe. All right, we got some subscribers coming in. Gotta give some gunshots. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Candace. Candace Aker says 1.5. Chasing the Bass says that's a 2.4. I'll give it a 2.4. All right, then okay, Killer K came back. Let me change that. I'll go with a 2.3. DL Peck Fishing says a 2.1. Okay, you guys are coming in with the guesses now. We got guesses like crazy. All right, let's see. Marco says, what's up? Hello from Germany. All right. Big shout out to Germany. Glad you are tuning in. All right, Big Ivy Fishing says that is a 3.5. He hit it with a 3.5er. Texas Snoop says a 1.8. Okay, he said let's try a 1.8. Okay, all right. Texas Snoop might be on to something. Chasing the Bass changed it to a 2.4. All right, so let's see. Stephen Wimpy hit it with the 2.0. And Ryan says it's a 2.4 peanut. Killer K says, you got my sub already, fam. All right, really appreciate it. All right, so I need somebody to take a look back through these numbers in the chat. I'm going to put it on the scale now. VS Berry says a 3.2. Timothy Turner says a 2.1. All right, does anybody else want to drop their guess in the chat? Any other guesses in the chat? And then I'm going to break it out and we're going to get a weight on that fish and we're going to see who is the grand prize winner. I don't know what the grand prize is, but I guess you'll be the winner for the live stream. How about that? All right, let's see. Ryan says we call that bait in Florida. Oh yeah, I can believe that. All right, so let's go ahead and break out the Bubba scale. Oh, but actually, you know what, guys? I'm actually scheduled to be in the studio to be doing a live stream in about 8 minutes. Obviously, I'm not going to be there, so I need to reschedule this thing. I'm thinking I may need to schedule it for this evening whenever everybody is off and you guys can kick back and relax because it's going to be a call-in show where you guys can call in and voice your thoughts and opinions on the recent release of the limitations that were put out by Bass with the trolling motor, the forward facing sonar, the brake system, all of that kind of stuff. All right, so we still have some guesses coming in. All right, so James says a 2.2. Killer K is back to a 2.3. Chasing the Bass says, we got weights in fish. All right, outdoors with Sawyer. Did you put a guess in the chat? All right, so I need somebody. So does anybody else want to put any guesses in there? Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, the guessing session is over. Let me just change the time on the live stream real quick, guys, and then what I'll do is go ahead and take a weight. Okay, okay, there we go. Outdoors with Sawyer said a 2.4. So now we're once I start doing the weight, then we're gonna cut the weights out. So let me just change this time on here. What is today? Today is Thursday, guys. Thursday. All right. So what we'll do is we'll set up for 7 p.m. 7 p.m. this evening is when we'll do this call in live stream. So make sure you tune in. Just search Money Bass and on YouTube, Money Bass Fishing, and you'll see the link. All right. Clint Perry slid in with a 1.9. All right. So here we go. Here we go. All right, so everybody has locked in their weights, and I'm gonna need somebody to go back in and find the weights for me, and let me know who is going to get it right. I think somebody in the chat is gonna have the exact number. So this is the official Bubba scale. You see that right there, Bubba Pro Series. So you know it has to be official. All right, all right, our likes are up there. Wait a minute, we have 46 likes. Can we get 4 more likes? All we need is 4 to hit 50. Who is going to be like number 47? Who is going to be like number 47? All right. Once you hit like no, okay, who was like number 47? All right, we're on 48. We need 3 more likes, guys. All right, so there we go. So this is what we're about to get our weight on. Don Bark says, here's a limitation. How about elites can't step down to opens? Invitationals, once you're up. And no, no playing down. All right, so Saber Outdoors, did you put your weight? Did you put your guess in the chat? We're about to weigh the fish. Everybody's been throwing their guesses in there. Jana says, "Oh wow, he did it. Oh yeah." So we're about to put it on the scale. We're about to put it on the Bubba scale. So who has not put their weight in there? Okay, Jana, you hit me with the 1.7. Saber Outdoor said he has his weight in there. All right, so I need you guys to pay attention in the chat. All right, just we have the imaginary drum roll going right now. All right, and we got the likes up to 52, so we are good, guys. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I saw somebody have the exact weight. Who had 2.05? 2.05. Somebody had 2.05, I believe. 2.05. Let me show it to you guys again, that 2.05. 2.05. All right. And you guys know I have to do my take a quick picture real quick. I put him in the live well so I can, I don't want to keep him out of the water for too long. So let me just take a quick picture of him real quick while we are out here live and in action. All right, let me get one more. All right. And I do little shorts every once in a while too. So let's go ahead and do a video. All right. How about that? We are live out here having some fun out on the lake. Ooh, don't want to fall. But isn't this a beautiful day? Let's let him go back down there and talk to his friends a little bit. Yeah, go tell your friends that you were hanging out with MoneyBass. Bam, and he's gone. All right, there we go. So 2.05. Now let's hop back into the chat. Let me get my scale back in here. Do you guys already know who won it? So wait a minute. Oh, okay. So that's 2.5. That's 2.5. So this was just a little over 2 pounds. All right, let's see. Jenna Kendall says, two ain't a dink where I'm from, Clint. Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah, there's some more down there. There's some more down there. But let's see. I'm going to hop in the chat. I want to see because I think I saw a 2.05. Who had the 2.05 guess in the chat? Let's see. Who had 2.05? Did anybody scroll back into the chat and find it already? Chasing the Bass says a 2 pound spot is a dink. He said, who is saying that with a question mark? All right, let's see. 2.05. Let's see. 2.05. There's a 2.1. So we have VS Berry is the closest so far. There's a 2.4. That's almost 2.5. So that's too high. Jenna Kennels hit us with the 1.7. Nope. All right. Let's see. Clint Perry with the 1.9. Outdoors with Sorry was 2.4. You guys are too big. Okay, 2.3. Okay, James is a 2.2. Saber Outdoors 2.5. James 2.5. 3.2, 2.5, 2.4. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Stephen Wimpy, he hit it with the 2.0. So it is 2.05. So Stephen Wimpy, he has the eyes for the fish size. All right, so Stephen Wimpy, it looks like you're in the lead so far. Killer K has 2.5, chasing the bass at 2 pounds 4 ounces. A little too high. Big Ivy said 3.5. Texas Noop hit me with the 1.8. Don Barks 2.9, 2.7, 2.6, 2.7, 2.6, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5. All right, looks like Wimpy has it. Pale Rider was in at the 2.4. Uh-oh, Crackhead Mechanic was in with the 2.0 also. Okay. DL Peck just a little too high with the 2.1. All right, so Crackhead Mechanic and Steve Wimpy. All right, looks like they are the professional bass weight guessers. Is that a title? All right, so good deal. Steve Wimpy and the Crackhead Mechanic. Crackhead Mechanic. Does that mean your prices are low? Is that what that means? All right, guys. So that was a good one. Man, so we had a great time out here. We've been rolling for 2 hours. So basically, what you guys saw is what Texas Snoop was asking me the other day. Um, how do I go about planning my day whenever I just go out to a lake for a day of fishing? Or if it's a tournament or something like that, I will run a few different patterns until I see where those fish are at. So right now, as we saw, this cove was empty. So now if I was going to run this pattern, what I would do is take off and find coves and I would fish the points. Um, either the left or right point. This one is the right side point coming out of this cove. So I would generally fish this cove first, then duplicate that in other areas of the lake. And if I start seeing results from that, eventually I won't even fish both sides of the cove. I will just fish the points right off of that left side of that cove. And if it has rock specifically, because that's what I see here. And there was kind of some brush or some cover down there too. So that is what I focused on and caught this fish off of. All right, Big Ivy Fisher says, Wimpy, would you know a dink when he sees one? All right, let's see what else you guys are talking about. All right, yeah. So that, like I said, make sure you guys continue to network with each other because we're just building a nice fishing community, like-minded guys and gals here to have some fun out on the lake and in the studio. So I pushed the time back tonight, guys. I just want to give some people some time to get off work, get home. So at 7 p.m. we will be live. We will be going over um the recent release as far as the limitations on electronics and things like that. So had a great time out here with you guys. 2 hours of fun. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Had a great time. All right, make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out if you did not hit it. And hopefully, we have some more people that have decided to hit the subscribe button. All right, really appreciate seeing everybody. I might be out, I might be live this weekend on my tournament for Lake Hartwell. So just be on the lookout for that. If you are subscribed to the channel, you should receive, well, you will receive a notification. If I do decide to go live, I won't be doing as much talking because I will be focusing on catching that 7 pounder. So I have a little bit more work to do out here. So I'll probably be out here for like another 30 minutes or so. I'm going to try tie on. And actually, let me just show you guys the bait that I wanted to get to today. But that was caught on the shaky head. I've already showed you guys the shaky head setup. That is that Ducket Black Ice on a 7.2 medium spinning rod, 20-pound high vis yellow braid to 12-pound Seagar InvisX fluorocarbon. All right, so that is the setup, and I'm just throwing that on a 1/4 ounce shaky head. And as you saw, you just have to kind of cycle through different colors on that shaky head until you find the until you find what the fish are wanting to bite. All right, what are you guys talking about? Oh, we have Candace Akers says, "Good time, man. New subscriber." All right, really, really appreciate that. Yeah, make sure you guys tune in for the live streams that are done in the studio too. So even if you're not into fishing, sometimes we talk about topics that you can still chime in on and have some fun. Have some fun with different topics that we talk about. Steve Wimpy says Chicken Hawk is the dink master. Oh, but let me show you the bait that I'm about to tie on in just a minute. And like I said, I'm gonna do this offline because it'll be kind of boring. You guys don't really want to watch me um throwing this bait here, but it is a Chad Shad. Do you see that? So that's a pretty nice size bait right there. I'll be throwing that on a 8 foot, on an 8 foot medium heavy tactical elite bass fishing rod with a eight gear ratio reel and 20-pound fluorocarbon. All right, so that is one of the baits that I plan on using this Saturday, but it's going to be kind of specific to locations. Once I find a place where it looks like it's ideal, and I'll be throwing this shallow, so I'm not going to be throwing this out in deep water. All right, so as always, I told you guys I'd probably finish up on the last spot and go ahead and have something figured out. So we did it. We went offshore for a little bit. We tried moving baits. We tried slow and low with a shaky head. Did not work. Then we ran some banks with spinner bait, crankbait. Wasn't feeling it. The fish just weren't there. And then we hit a cove, ran through some docks. How many docks we hit? About 14 docks or something like that. That was a no-go. And then, that kind of led me to believe that those fish were going to be sitting on the outside of the cove on that point. Came out here and bam, called it. All right, guys, really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. There we go. About to get into some Chad Shad action.